Hello! We are back doing it again. I managed to summon the strength to pull myself away from Spider-Man. That's a good game. And nevertheless, this is important, so we're streaming more board games. And of course the question is, what game are we streaming this week? Because last week we started the D&D campaign. And so, as I mentioned, I think at the end of the last stream, the plan is to stream a bunch of games that are campaign based, so that every stream we can kind of switch up what game they are, and then every like mission will sort of chain on to the last one, and we can sort of do these as an anthology. So the one that we are doing this week is the first mission in the Flight of the Freedom Fighter campaign for the single player / co-op app for Imperial Assault, called Legends of the Alliance. I had to remember all this, and you know, it's Saturday night. Who can remember things? So that's what we're doing. We're doing that. So what I've done, as you'll see in a second, I'm going to switch over to our layout. This game actually uses an app, and the app kind of behaves as the game master. So it tells you what enemies to place, it tells you what the AI of the enemies are, and it tells you like the storyline and the plot and things that are going on. And you, as the player, or players in this case, just play the characters as you would in the normal game. But in this case, it's the app acting as the GM. So you'll see how all that works. I'm not going to go into a big detailed description of how the rules work, because that will be something that we'll pick up as we play. Also, you could probably hear it's a nice cool night for the first time in a long time, so I've got the window open, and we have, like, I live in the city, right? So there's like street noises and neighbors having patio parties and things out there. So you may hear some honking and some talking and stuff. That's not me. It's just it's the outside is right over there. So that's what that all is. But what we're focusing on is Star Wars, because Star Wars is important. And Star Wars is good and wholesome. So here's where we are. We're just starting out with the first mission, so these are brand new characters. And I guess first thing I'll do is introduce the characters that we will be playing as. So I'm playing with two characters. The first, and this is one of my new guys. Let me just turn the app off here so we can actually read that. Also let me just do a text out to chat so I can get rid of that restream message that we really don't want being there. You say, hi chat. Here we go. So that will clear that out. Okay, so here we go. Here's our first character. This is, what's his name? Vinto Rita, who is, as you can see, a Rodian. I really like Rodians, so I needed to, this guy is the hero that comes with the Jabba's Realm expansion, which I recently bought because the app recently got a campaign that requires it. So that's something we will be playing on stream eventually as well. But this is one of the new heroes that comes with that expansion pack, and I just like Rodians. I don't know why. They look cool. I don't like Greedo necessarily, but I like Rodians. I like the idea. So this is a cool Rodian. I mean, look at him. He's dual wielding blasters. Come on, he's a sharpshooter. He's cool. He's like Han Solo, but if Han Solo was a Rodian. Come on. So that's what this guy is. He's reckless vigilante. I like the fact that he's reckless. So that's our first character and our second character, and these are two characters I've never played before as well. So I don't really know what I'm doing, but we'll learn together. Is our Haunted Exile, who is clearly a Jedi who survived Order 66, Diala Passail. And she's of course melee focused, whereas the Rodian is range focused. So I thought it's a good balance to have. And their only things they have right now are their starting equipment. So let me show you. Here's, what's his name? Vinto's blaster. It's real basic. Every character gets sort of like basic equipment to start with, and this is his. It's nothing that special. We'll get to what all those symbols mean in a second. These colors here, that's the color of dice that you roll when he makes an attack. And we'll see what all that means momentarily. Now there's his blaster. And finally, Diala doesn't have a lightsaber. Of course she doesn't have a lightsaber. Why would she have a lightsaber? That would mean that she was a Jedi. She's not a Jedi. She's just a person walking around with this plasteel staff that is probably the same length as a lightsaber. It's fine. But she's got a stick, he's got a gun. It's all good. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to switch. Oops. Again. Wow, what am I doing? It's going crazy. There we go. We're going to switch. This is the app view right now. I'm just mirroring the app from my iPad to OBS, so that way it looks nice and you can read it and stuff. But this is the first mission in this campaign. As with all of these co-op and soloable games, it's a real difficult path to follow. These games are not easy. They're never going to be easy. There is a very good chance we will fail. I have played this mission and a couple of missions in a different campaign with different characters before. And apparently what happens when you fail, and I'll spell out what the fail conditions are momentarily, but if you fail, I mean, it's basically dying. Each character dies. There's a wound condition and then a defeated condition. But if each character hits the defeated condition, then the mission ends. That means in the app that you don't just try it again. You do go on to the next mission, but your rewards are less. So no matter what, we're still going to be progressing the story forward. We're just going to see if we manage to do this stuff or not. But one moment, let me whip my whistle. So this takes place just after the destruction of the first Death Star. And what I've done since I've played this mission before, and these maps are kind of generated by the app, and they're fixed. So every mission has a fixed map. I've gone ahead and I've pre-assembled the map for this because it's just, you don't want to watch me fumbling around looking for map pieces. So I've already gone ahead and made the map that we're going to use, and you'll see that in a second. And we'll go through what the turn order is like when we get there, and that way I'm not like spending 10 minutes describing the rules in a very dull way. Just watching the game being played is probably the best way to learn it. So that's where we are. So let me just see, where is it easier for me to read? Probably easier for me to read on the playback here. This is the beginning of the mission. From within the secret rebel base on Yavin 4, you listen anxiously as the pilots of Red and Gold squadrons face down the Empire's ultimate weapon, the Death Star. You cheer with joyful relief when Luke Skywalker destroys the Imperial installation with a single shot. Lucky farm boy. You stand at grateful attention as Princess Leia Organa presents Skywalker and Han Solo, but not Chewbacca, with awards for their meritorious service. I said meritorious correctly. Yet, the ceremony has hardly finished when Rebel Command orders a full evacuation of the Yavin 4 base. You help load the transports, uncertain how long you will have until the Empire arrives. Let me move my mouse here so I'm not accidentally clicking stuff. That would suck. Launch mission. See? There's the map. FYI, There is music in the background now. I've messed around with the audio settings, so there should be audio ducking. When I talk, the music level goes down, and when I stop, the music level should come up. I'm using Holt's The Planets Symphony as our background music because obviously I'm not going to be using John Williams' score. That's copyright. But this is what, among the things that Lucas used when he was doing the rough cut of A New Hope, and before John Williams had finished the score, these were the temp tracks that he used. So I thought it was a nice, it feels Star Warsy enough that it's just a thing in the background. So I thought that was a cool thing to do. It also isn't going to get like any copyright complaints because it's public domain. So anyway. Most of the transports have departed Yavin 4, yet you remain tasked with providing security to the last few ships that are still being loaded. You are patrolling the perimeter of the base, keeping an eye out for Imperial forces that might slip past the base's sensors and lookouts to land on the surface. So, it says to place all those tiles and the door. Already done. We're good. Your squad gathered to the entrance of one of the base's docking facilities, having just completed another circuit around the base. Deploy the rebels. Already done. Oh, hello, Commander Root. Welcome. I'm not sure. That didn't come up in my chat, so I'm not even sure. I'm multi-streaming right now. I'm streaming to both Twitch and Mixer, so I have no idea what platform you're on. But whatever platform you're on, hello and welcome. Okay. So we have deployed our rebels. Our rebels, as you can see, are deployed. The camera's in a different direction this time, so I had to pay attention to what hand I'm using. Here we go. There are our rebels deployed. You can't see them well. I'll switch cameras in a second as soon as we get past this part. You kind of want to see the app for this part. So. You are sharing your reports from the last patrols when you hear an unusual humming sound coming from the direction of the forest. You turn slowly, eyes searching the dense overgrowth for the source of the sound. Then you see it, an Imperial probe droid. Deploy an elite Imperial probe droid. So, in order to deploy enemies, each enemy has a deployment card, which is basically just telling you what their stats are and what their abilities are. There are two versions of each, normals and elites, and we need an elite probe droid. Let me see. This, I believe, is an elite. Let me just make sure I've got the elite, not the regular one. Yes, that is an elite. Okay. So here, let me just switch over to the dice cam for a sec. Here's our probe droid. Health 7 is not bad. I mean, that's, that's how much damage we have to do to defeat this dude. So, he's got some stuff. We'll go through what all these symbols mean as we use them. Hello, Garnkesh. Thank you and welcome. Wow, followers already. That's pretty good. We like that. All right, so we got to deploy our probe droid. And where are we deploying our probe droid? We are deploying the probe droid at the end of the path there. So let me just dig out a probe droid there, and we will deploy that probe droid there, the end of the path. Now what? I bet you I'm willing to go out on a limb and say probably not going to be the only thing. As you raise your weapon to attack the droid, similar humming noises begin on either side of you, and you spot two more probe droids emerging from the cover of the trees. Deploy a regular probe droid, assign it a color. So one of the ways you keep track of different groups of the same enemy type is you just assign it a color. In the game, they give you stickers. Stickers are a terrible way of doing this, so I don't use them unless I have to. In this case, I'm not going to assign it a color. Well, I guess I actually need to because I have an elite probe droid. Oh well, that's all right. Well, use the darn stickers. I think I have, yes, I have a probe droid with a sticker on it already, so we will use that. Oh, you know what? I forgot to prepare. Like a silly Billy, I forgot to prepare some components. Give me one moment. I'm going to try to not take my mic off and make horrible noises for you. But I got to get some tokens ready that we are going to be needing momentarily. You know, damage tokens, because we're definitely going to be taking some damage. We got at least 2 probe droids to deal with. So, why did I put these in the same bag? That was foolish. Well, and they're all going in the same bucket. All right, there's our tokens. And I'm going to need some other types of tokens. Here we are. Okay, so I have this other probe droid here. It's already got a blue sticker on it. So I'm going to assign this to blue. And we will deploy him here. Him is questionable. I mean, it's a droid. Let's not gender the droids. And I'm going to put this blue 2 token on that droid's deployment card so I can keep track of who they are and what their stats are and things like that. So we'll just put that off to the side here. So there's our second probe droid. Another regular probe droid. Okay. Fine. We're just probe droidapalooza, aren't we? So this guy doesn't have a sticker on him. There are some really nice like 3D printed little bases and things you can get to snap onto the bottoms of the minis, which is a much better way of handling this than putting silly stickers on them. So we've got a blue guy. We'll have a purple-ish, maroon-ish. All right, there we go. So we know that maroon probe droid 1 and I'm not going to put another deployment card out because it's the same deployment card as our blue guy. So I'll just put this below its deployment card because we don't need 2 identical cards out for no reason. And where do they get deployed? They get deployed to the north here, just below the stream. Okay. 3 probe droids. Maroon. You radio into the command center to report the probe droids. Take them out quickly, a woman's voice replies. This is the officer on duty, Lieutenant Talcon. If they were signaled back to their ship, the Empire will know where to send their troops. You need to defeat the probe droids before they can signal their ship. So that is our current objective. So as you can see on the app isn't tracking where your figures are, where the enemies are, nothing like that. That is, you still have to play the game. You still have to like follow the rules of the game. And you basically just tell the app when someone has gone and when someone is defeated. And that's it. And the app just tracks that. So let's switch to our big table cam here. We were slightly off. I think that should be enough. I think to see everything. The screen's getting crowded, I know, with the app up in the corner there, but we do want to see that, and we do want to see. The only thing I think we don't really need right now is the overhead cam, because that doesn't seem to be doing much good in this state. But I don't want to bother. Like I could do. Where are we here? I could do that, but we're not actually gaining much by doing that. So we'll keep the overhead cam on. And we got to go for round 1. So, one moment. It's thirsty work talking this much. It's okay. We're not actually being dive bombed. I'm pretty sure you can probably hear that. There's just I live by the there's an airport near us on the island, and it's we get planes and helicopters, and it's a city. Okay, so we are divided into a series of rounds. Every character, both player and enemy, get 2 actions per round. They can be any, so you can repeat actions if you want. So you can move, you can attack, you can interact with an object, or there's other like sort of class-specific and enemy-specific actions, but you get 2 of them on your turn. In this case, I mean, what we're doing is we're guarding this door. This door is locked, FYI, right now. And that's the thing. We're basically just trying to hold off Imperial forces until all the transports are away. So, I mean, we could back up to that door and just kind of set up a perimeter or set up a defensible position there. But at the moment, we're just been told to take out those probe droids. So I think the first thing that's going to happen, since these are both player characters, we can have either, what's her name? I forgot their names. Diala, the Jedi, or Vinto, the Rodian gunslinger. Either of them can go first, and I think it makes sense for Vinto to go first. Although, you know, Jedi's probably got Jedi sense, but, you know. Vinto, I just like Vinto, okay? He's a Rodian. I like Rodians. Vinto's going to wheel around and attack this probe droid. And he's going to do it by shooting his blaster. So I'm pretty sure you should be able to make out there that his attack dice are a blue and a yellow. So what happens for an attack is you roll whatever colors are on your dice. So in this case, a blue and a yellow dice. And the defender gets to roll their defense die. And the defense die is also governed by color. So in this case, you see the probe droid is that the elite? That is the elite. Okay. Good. It's important. See, you got to keep track of these things. The probe droid has a black defense die. So you're going to roll all these together, and we'll go through what all of these symbols mean. Just briefly, this BAM symbol is a damage. This number is range. So, for example, actually, you can see it pretty good here. If we count the number of squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's how much range I have to have in order for my attack to land. Melee obviously is adjacent, so you don't worry about range for melee. Most melee weapons won't have a range number on them, and if they do, we just ignore it because you have to be adjacent to do a melee attack. This sort of lightning bolt symbol is a surge, and most weapons and abilities have surge abilities that you can then spend those surges to activate, and we'll see about that when we do our attack. For defense, these symbols are blocks, so that means that you use any of these to cancel a damage. Other things that can come up are these. I can't remember. I think these are evades. And an evade will cancel a surge. And the other thing that if you have a white defense die that can come up is this, and that's a dodge. And that means no matter what the attacker rolled, it misses. You dodge the attack completely. So this is good to roll when you're defending, not good to roll when you're attacking. But in this case, Vinto needs 1, 2, 3, 4 range. And this thing has 7 hit points. So, you know, we'll see. What we're going to do is we're going to roll them all together and then see. Let's see what happens. What we get. Okay. So we got our range. 3 and 1, 4. And we've done 4 damage, no surges. That's pretty good. But the defender blocked 2. So we've done 2 damage to that probe droid with our first attack. And we'll just put 2 damage tokens on our probe droid here so we know that they are damaged. Actually, let's put it next to the actual figure just so I can keep track, because there's 3 probe droids on the board. Okay. So, now what's Vinto going to do? Probably take a second attack, I think. I mean, he's not going to defeat it no matter what this round, but He's I'm playing it like he's just gut reaction, just whirls around and blam blam, right? So let's do it like that. Ooh, not great. So we didn't get our range, so no matter what, doesn't matter. We miss. Shot misses. So that is Vinto's turn. So what we do in the app, when the character has gone, they get 2 turns per round, but it switches up in a 2-character game. That's different. Also, they have a health bonus. See that +10 next to their names? That's a health bonus. If you're playing with fewer than 3 characters, the 2 characters you are playing with get a health bonus because it's just, balances out. We're gonna select Vinto Vinto, and say end his activation. So now the enemies get to go. And the first droid that looks like it's activating is our blue probe droid. So the one that's over here. And as you can see, there's a list of instructions about how the probe droid is going to behave. And the cool thing about the way the app works is that can change from moment to moment. And as you can see, the very first instruction there is move 2 to attack Diala. So it's actually targeting a specific character. It's not just attack the closest character. It's actually going for a specific character, which is, I think, really cool. So what that means is it's going to move 2 spaces. So those little arrows mean that takes an action. So one of its actions, and you just go down the list and you do as many things as you can do in order up to 2 things, up to 2 actions. So the first action is move 2 to attack Diala. Can the probe droid do that? Well, let's see, it's this probe droid, and Diala is here. So this means it needs line of sight. And as we talked about last time, line of sight is drawn by, take a corner of the square that the attacker is on, and you have to be able to draw an uninterrupted line to 2 corners of the target. So yeah, I think we can get there if our blue probe droid moves 1, 2 to this square. Let's get the laser. So we'll see there's a line to that corner and to that corner uninterrupted. So yes, it can get line of sight. So it will attack. And so the blue probe droid is a normal probe droid. A regular probe droid, a non-elite probe droid. So it rolls 2 yellows and a blue. That's a lot. That's going to hurt. So there's our probe droid's attack dice. Diala has, let me just show it here, a white defense dice, which is good because that's the one that has the potential, at least, of having a dodge. So let's hope. Let's hope we get lucky. So this is the blue probe droid's first action, 1 attack. Okay, so, oh man, that's a lot of damage. So it definitely got the range it needs. It needs 3, and it got 7, and it did 5 damage. Yeesh. So we did cancel 1 damage. It didn't roll any surges, so we don't use our evade, I think it's called. So it did 4 damage to Diala. That's one heck of a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a short game, but this is the kind of attacks that they're doing. And okay, so that's its first action. So now what's going to happen is we consult the app to see what its second action is. So move 2 to reposition 3 is the next in the order of priority. And so what that means is the reposition. So it's going to move 2 spaces, and reposition means that's how many spaces away it's trying to get from any enemy character. So it's going to try and get 3 spaces away from any enemy, but it can only move a maximum of 2 spaces. That's what that means. So it's just going to go back to where it was because it's backing off. So 1, 2. And that is the blue probe droid's activation. So, oh wait, no, it's defeat. We don't want to defeat it. That'd be nice, but no, we want to go finish. So now Diala gets her turn. So let's go back to the big cam here. So let's see, she's going to wheel around. That doesn't cost an action. And I mean, our elite probe droid already has some damage on it, and it's probably going to go next, I think. So we definitely want to deal with that. So, I mean, all she can do, she only has a melee, so she's going to have to move and attack as her activation. So, her move is, or her speed is 4, so she can move 4, so she only needs 3 to get adjacent. 1, 2, 3. And she will attack with her plasteel staff, which is a green and a yellow attack dice, and our elite probe droid has a black defense dice. Here we go. Hit him good, Jedi Python. Okay, not terrible. So we did 4 damage, ignore range obviously because we don't need it, and it blocked 2. So we've done 2 more damage to the elite probe droid. 1, 2, so that's 4 damage. So it has 3 left. You know, could be worse. We're whittling it down. The problem is probe droids do nasty things. They have special abilities at the end of their rounds, which I think we're about to see. Elite probe droid activates. Okay, so let's go back to the app here. You'll notice it has a bonus. Gain 1 surge and 2 accuracy. Accuracy is range. It's what you add to the range to calculate to see if you hit a range attack or not. So these all do have range attacks. It won't matter much in this case. Targeting computer, gain +1 damage and +2 accuracy. So no matter what, unless Diala dodges, this attack is going to do damage. So the first action is move 3 to attack Diala. It doesn't have to move, but it does attack. So it's got 2 yellow and a blue. Diala has white defense. Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. 1 block. 3 damage. Now it's also got surges. So we've canceled 1 surge, but it does still have 1 surge. So in order to tell how enemies are going to use their surges, that's what that priority thing is there. So if you drop that down, we can see again, order of priority, how this is going to spend its surges. So, oh, that's bad. Okay, so we did, or it did 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. We blocked 1, so that's 3. It gets a +1 from its targeting computer, so that's still 4. That we did not block. We canceled 1 surge, so it's going to spend its other surge to recover 2 damage. So it actually heals. So it does 4 and it heals 2. Brutal. Brutal. I'm going to keep these close because they're going to be necessary. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So Diala's got 8 damage already. Thankfully they have those health bonuses because I think we're gonna need them. It's really early in the mission. This is like already our Jedi's almost down. Okay, so we will finish the elite probe droid's activation. Oh, you know what I missed? Gosh darn it, I missed its second action. Let's assume it was the first. I can't. This is one of the problems with the app, is I can't go back and get back what its AI instructions are for that round. Let's assume it was the first, the same as the first one, where it's going to move 2 to reposition 3. So we'll move it. So it has to calculate getting far away from both of these characters. So since he is on this side, it will probably move in this direction. Go 1, 2. So let's call that fair. I forgot to look at what his AI is for his second activation, but you know, I'm gonna make mistakes. That's part of the charm of board games, is you can make mistakes. Charm may not be the best word. But anyway, we are now back to either Diala or Vinto can activate. Let's see. What do we want to do? Move this up here. We can see a little bit better. So our elite's got 2 damage on it. Let's make sure the damage moves with the droid. So that's our logical target. The other probe droids all have 5 health to its 7. So right now they've all got 5 health. But I'm concerned about that whole healing thing that the elite does. So maybe Vinto, does Vinto have line of sight here? Let's check. I think he does. I think he does. Yes, he can draw a line from there to there and from there to there. So yes, he has line of sight. I think he's just going to shoot, like he's going to use both of his actions to attack. So he is going to, you know what? I always do this. I did this with the D&D campaign too. They also each have special abilities. Let's go over those now. And if I missed it, please chat. If there's anybody in the chat, remind me, because I will miss this stuff. Let's have a look at Vinto's special ability behind the app here. Okay. After you resolve an attack with a blaster weapon, if the target suffered damage, you may choose another hostile figure in your line of sight, and within 3 spaces, that figure also suffers a damage. See, that's important. I should have paid attention, but we are paying attention now. We got it. We got it. We know that Mr. Sharpshooter here is a real gunslinger. And what is our exiled Jedi's? When you declare an attack with a melee weapon, choose and remove 1 die from the target's defense pool, limit once per activation. But the important thing there is, see that 2 squiggly line symbol thing? That is a strain. It's one of these. Strain is like fatigue. It's like stress. And you have a maximum number that you can spend. So for in her case, it's 5. I can spend up to 5 strain, and then I have to, for every strain over that I spend, I have to take damage. So we want to spend this judiciously, and that costs 2 strain to use, but that's good. One of the actions we can do is rest, and I just want to make sure this game shares a lot of DNA with Descent, and I know in Descent this is a thing, but I'm pretty sure that one of the actions that we could take is a rest action, and a rest action recovers strain. So I just want to make sure that that is the case. Yes, recover strain. Yes. And that's all strain as well. So, you know, don't be afraid to spend strain, but spend it carefully. But that is super useful because, like, if your target only has 1 defense die, there's no defense. That you will take the damage that you do. So that's important. Important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. Okay, so we're back to Vinto's turn here. So yes, I think he's just going to straight up shoot that elite probe droid, and then if he hits, if he does any damage, let me go back to this camera, sorry. If he does any damage, then this probe droid is also in his line of sight. I really hope he does damage, because this doesn't cost strain. He just gets this by default. So it's literally going to be like blam blam. It's going to be great. So let's hope he lands a shot. So let's try it. We'll go black defense die and a blue and yellow attack die. Come on, sharpshooter. Nice. Not bad. Now, did he get the range? How much range do I need? 1, 2, 3. Yes, he got the range. Okay, good. So 4 damage, 2 blocks. So that's 2 more damage on our probe droid. And since he did damage to that probe droid, he gets, forgive my hand in front of the camera, he gets to pick another target in his line of sight and do 1 damage to those. So he's going to pick the blue probe droid. So that is exactly what I described. Blam, blam. Great. That was a good attack. I enjoyed that immensely. Okay, good stuff. So that is Vinto's. That was Vinto's first attack. He gets another action. So guess what? We gonna shoot again. Oh, not good. Very bad. Got range, 3 damage, 3 block. Nothing. Missed. Well, it didn't miss, but it blocked everything. So that means we also don't get to use our special ability because we didn't do any damage. That bites. But, you know, them's the breaks. So we will put the app back on here. We will end Vinto's activation. Now who goes? The purple probe droid. So, purple probe droid, thankfully. So let's have a look at his stuff. He will move 2. They all want to attack the exiled Jedi. It's like they know or something. Move 2 to attack Diala. And that's it. His bonuses are gain 1 surge and 2 accuracy. He won't need the accuracy because she's 2 spaces away. So he'll gain a surge no matter what. So let's see what happens. It's the purple probe droid. So it's this one. 1, 2. Attacks Diala. I think both of our characters are wearing... Oh, no, she's wearing a Jedi robe. Of course she is. I thought they're both wearing trench coats, which is very cool. Rhodey in a trench coat is a very cool thing. So this is our blue probe droid. It's normal probe droid, so it gets still 2 yellow and a blue. That seems excessive. But Diala has a white defense. Hope, hope, hope. Oh, not good. This couldn't be worse. So, okay, well, it could be worse. It did 2 damage, 2 surge, and nothing. No defense. Just total whiff. So it does 2 damage. What's its bonuses again? Does a bonus surge. So let's look at its surge priorities. So it does 2 damage for sure. It's going, so you only get to spend one of these surges per round. So you can't like spend 3 surges on the recover 1. You have to go down the list. It's not going to use recover because there's no damage on the blue one. So it's going to spend 1 surge for damage 1 and 1 surge for a pierce 1. Pierce, what that means is it counters a block. We haven't blocked any, so it's not relevant here. So it's just going to add another damage. So it did 3 damage. It did 3 damage all told, which is not great. Let me just check where we're at here. 8, 9, 10, 11. Diala has 22 health total. Because, let me just point out, so she's got normally 12 health, but then we've got the plus 10 from the app. So she's at 11. That's not great. We're at half already. And that was the probe droid's first action. Its second action is going to be move 2 to reposition 3. So it's just going to go back to where it was. 1, 2. And that's where we are. We're still just slogging away at these silly probe droids. Okay, so that is... Oh no, that is the probe droid's activation done. So now, Diala. Diala has an activation. Oh, okay, here's something important. So on Diala's staff, she has this keyword reach. And what reach means is you can do a melee attack without being adjacent. You can be one space. There can be a space between you. You can do a melee attack to within one space. Well, the good news here is that the elite probe droid is one space away. So she could do a melee attack without moving. So it means we can do 2 attacks. This round. Now. I think we're just going to do that to start with, and we'll see about special abilities maybe on the second attack. So her attack dice are green and yellow. A probe droid's defense die is black. Dice die. What are you going to do? And she will roll her attack. Okay. All right. Well, so she got 3 damage and a surge. And it blocked 1. So I have 1 surge to spend. And I also have stun. So that means this is a condition. And of course I forgot to get the condition cards out. I thought I prepared. Look at, I built the map and everything, but no, I didn't prepare enough. I gotta get the condition cards. I'm not sure where I put the condition cards. They're here somewhere. I'll find them. Here they are. So she is going to spend that surge. Let me get all the condition cards out, so because we're going to need them. She is going to spend her surge on stunned. What does stunned do? You cannot attack or voluntarily exit your space. And so that means, this means it has to spend an action to discard this condition. So basically it just loses an action on its turn. Which is good. It's still good. So we will put that on our... Is it our elite? Yes, that's our elite. Our elite is stunned. And that was her first attack. Oh, did we put the damage on it? I don't think we did. How much damage was it? It was 3. I've messed with the dice now. Oh no, I think it was 3. Let's call it 3. 3 is a low enough number that it seems fair. Oh, I'm bad at this. 4. Oh wait, so if it was 3, I should have paid attention. I think she did 3 and it blocked 1, so she did 2. That sounds right and fair, but that means it only has 1 hit point left, which is super good. So let's do our second attack for sure. Make it all dramatic. Come on. Okay. Yep. She got it. 1 elite probe droid down. She did 2 damage in a surge. It canceled the surge, but she still did 2 damage. We only need 1. That probe droid has gone kablamo. So end all probe droids. So the stun really doesn't matter. I guess all that means is it didn't feel pain when it died, because as we know, droids in Star Wars are sentient and feel pain. Why? Why would you do that? That seems incredibly cruel. But anyway, so there we go. So we are going to go to the app, and we're going to pick that's the purple probe droid, elite probe droid, and we're going to say yes, defeat that probe droid, and we gain fame. Fame is kind of your high score. It's the thing that is designed to make you want to replay. So you get fame from, like, killing enemies and making plot decisions that are good and altruistic. And so, you'll go through the campaign and you'll get fame, and then maybe you play the campaign again and see if you can get more fame. It's like a high score. It doesn't do anything else. I think it might open up some mission options if you have a high fame, but I don't know. I haven't played that far in any of these campaigns yet, so we'll see. Anyway, we've got our first kill, which is great. So we're going to end Diala's activation. The surviving probe droids extend their antennae and broadcast their location to their ship. You can be sure that more Imperial forces are on the way. Wow. Surprise, surprise. Moments later, more Imperial troops come crashing through the underbrush, weapons hot. Who we got? An Imperial officer. And that's this guy right here, their man pointing. Get him, he says. He steps out, like, facing the Jedi. It's like, oh, you're a Jedi. Huh. I thought you were all killed. Nope, sorry. All right, let me get his deployment card ready. There we are. So if we want to look at his stats just briefly. So they're not really combatants, as you may guess. Choose another friendly figure within 2 spaces during a campaign. That figure may interrupt. Okay, one important thing to know about the app is anytime you come across an instruction on a deployment card that it has may or choose or any kind of like human judgment interaction, you ignore that. That's not part of the AI for the app. But generally Imperial officers give boosts to other Imperial units around them. So we'll see that in the app when we get there, when it's his turn to activate. So there's our Imperial officer. So we've still got these 2 probe droids. We'll just move their thing up here. Here's our Imperial officer, who is new and shiny. Since his base is gray, we'll just say gray, and we'll assume that the gray Imperial officer is the one with no sticker. Another Imperial officer. This one we will have to have a sticker. So let me see. I think I've got one with a sticker already. I should have. Yes. Where he gets deployed. So what happens is, if it's deploying them in a place that's already occupied, oh, you can see the cats behind me. Hello, guys. You being strangely quiet. That's good. If the app will tell you to deploy characters in the same space that are already occupied, you just try and put them as close as you can. This board's going to fill up. Just FYI. So here we go. We'll deploy a blue Imperial officer, and we will get a token to remind us that that is a thing. So we've got our gray Imperial officer and our blue Imperial officer. I don't know if I have any great tokens. Let's see. I don't think I do. Hopefully we'll remember. I'll remember. And we will call him blue. Up here, what's this one going to be? Stormtroopers. Deploy a Stormtrooper group. Now, this is the other important thing. Enemies get deployed in groups. They don't just get, it's not just one every single time. So let me grab a Stormtrooper card and I will show you. Here we go. So, Stormtrooper group consists of 3 units, and that's what these 3 stripes right here mean. As you can imagine, normal Stormtroopers aren't that scary, but they swarm, much like TIE fighters, right? That's the whole design and philosophy of the Empire. We're going to build them cheap and mass production and just throw tons of them at them. So, we have to deploy 3 Stormtroopers, not just 1, and each one gets an activation. So, where is it? Up in the corner there. Okay, that's not so bad, and I'll show you why momentarily. So I fish out my Stormtroopers. Here we go. So we'll call these gray Stormtroopers. I won't put a sticker on them. Now, if you look at the map, and probably the app is a better way to look at this, you see how there's a river there, and there are these blue lines. That's difficult to pass terrain. It's not impassable, but it is difficult to pass. So what that means is for every time that you land on or move away from one of those squares, you have to spend 2 movement points to get off of it. So it's just harder to move through that. You can move through it, but you just move through it slower. So the good news is, since we're deploying Stormtroopers up in that corner, which is up there, one will go on here, but we've got 2 more, and they're both going to be like in the river because they have to be. So there we go. There's our 3 Stormtroopers, all of which are going to take a while to get to us because they're standing in the river, of course, because they're Stormtroopers, you know. I'm not dissing Stormtroopers. I think Stormtroopers have got a bum rap. It's one of the things that I think the newer canon has done a really good job with, is humanizing Stormtroopers. There's a lot of really good stuff in from a certain point of view that is like talking about things from the Stormtroopers' point of view and what their motivations are and who they are as people and stuff like that. It's really cool. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. But we've got our Stormtroopers coming in now. So there we go. Let's go back to the app. We'll call these gray. Oh, even more. What do you know? Jet Troopers. Great. I guess we did just blow up the Death Star. I mean, they're probably a little mad. So, Jet Troopers. One of the things that it's doing, FYI, is as you get more expansion packs for the game, you tell the app how many what expansion packs you have, and it will start adding in enemies and stuff from those expansion packs. So these Jet Troopers are actually from the Jabba's Realm expansion. They're new and they're nasty. Here we go. Here's the Jet Trooper deployment card. And so mobile means that that whole terrain thing I just talked about doesn't matter to them. They just fly over it. It doesn't matter. They can just move their maximum, which doesn't seem like much because there's only 4, but you will see in the app that there's AI that takes over, and they can basically just fly through the whole map in one action, and it doesn't matter. While defending, you may convert one block to an invade after you resolve an attack. Oh, I got Twitter notifications coming in on my app. 1 second, let me just, we'll go to this, we'll turn off the app. Let me just put on my do not disturb. I thought I had, but apparently I haven't. I do, but the notifications are still coming through. Gosh darn it. Oh well. Oh well. So what? You'll see it. You'll see when people like my tweets. Don't worry, it's not going to happen very often. Where were? Oh yes, we were talking about the Jet Troopers. So after you resolve an attack, if the target space is within 2 spaces, gain 1 movement point. There's a lot. There's a lot. Jet Troopers are a lot, and also there's 2 of them, as you can see. So there's their deployment card. This is the thing about this game. It really loves throwing tons of enemies at you. So we'll get our Jet Troopers here. Their figures are really cool. Their figures are actually on these little pegs, so they're like flying around. And where does it want? It wants them in the same place as these Stormtroopers. So let's say that these guys were like escorting this platoon. So 1 on this side and 1 on that side. Okay. Jet Troopers deployed. Now what? Imperial Forces inbound, Lieutenant Talcon calls out. Hold them off for as long as you can. Well, we finished loading the last of the transports. If you start taking too many casualties, fall back to the base. May the Force be with you. You know, tough. That's life. Not for long. Hold off the Imperial Forces until the last transports can escape. So this is basically it. From this point on, we are just, it's just going through rounds and trying to hold them off while the transports leave. Woo! Now, this is not as terrible as that because the door to the base opens just long enough for 3 rebel troopers to rush out onto the battlefield, and the door quickly closes behind them. Deploy the regular rebel trooper group, which we will find somewhere. So of course, I've got all the enemy deployment cards, but I don't have the non-enemy. Here we go. It's got the Rebel Alliance logo. Mon Mothma, we're losing the Battle of Chandrilla. Never mind, I'm designing a logo. Let's see, these are all heroes. Rebel Trooper, here we go. Maybe at some point we'll get to meet this guy. I think that'd be all right. I'd like that. That is actually possible, because one of the things that the randomized missions do is you will occasionally have allies that come with you. If you have enough fame, you can get allies come with you. I had a mission that like Chewbacca just showed up. So it's entirely possible at some point during the campaign that Lando will show up. But here's our Rebel Trooper group. So, you know, they're all right. They got guns. There's 3 of them. Since I don't have Rebel Trooper figures, we'll put these guys here because they are allies. So we'll put them with our guys. They do provide tokens to use in place of figures. And let me just dig out those tokens. Here we go. 1 Rebel Trooper. These guys get deployed at the door, right? Yes. So 1 there. We just push this back so we know that space is there. I should have remembered to set these aside. My apologies. I actually forgot this happens. I'll find it. Talk amongst yourself. Listen to the nice music. Pretty sure the music should still be playing. I have my speaker turned way down, of course, so my mic doesn't pick it up. Wait. Here's another one. Here's another one. Bump the map. That's not good. And finally, I have to find the right one. I can't just use a generic one. That's just the way it is. You're just going to have to live with it. I promise next time I'll be a little bit more prepared. And we won't be having to wait for all this nonsense. If it weren't for little baggies, what would board gamers do? I don't know that he's in here. Oh, there he is. I found him. Yay. That was totally worth it. All right, here we go. There's our 3 Rebel Troopers. So they'll get their turn, just like everything else. Give me 1 second. I got to do a little bit of stream maintenance here. Just want to check to see that Restream chat is routing. I'm not sure that it is, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Okay, good. That one is. They'll get their turn. Ooh, I forgot to turn the audio off on that. Sorry. That probably was annoying. Look here. Audio is off there. Yep, we're okay. We're good. Okay. So now that I've interrupted the game flow, so we've got our Rebel Troopers who have been deployed. Let's go back to the app and take a look. Then each rebel trooper gains 6 movement points. That's pretty good, actually, because their default is 4. So we just got to remember that they've got an extra 2 movement points. Round 2. This is round 2. As in the round after round 1. We may be here a while. It's also possible that I may not finish this mission. Board games, as you probably know, take a long time sometimes. This could go like 4 hours, and I'm not sure I'm up to a 4-hour stream tonight, but we'll get as far as we can before milestones give out. So we'll see how far we can get, or we may just get slaughtered. Who knows? But we're up to round 2, so that means, who should go? Well. If our sharpshooting Rodian, yes, I am favoring the Rodian. It's my game. I'll play it my way. So who's he got in line of sight? He's definitely got this probe droid line of sight, and he's got this this Imperial officer is also in line of sight, and this he's got 2 Imperial officers and a probe droid all in line of sight. And they're all 1, 2, 3. They're all 3 away, so he can probably be okay for range. I don't know. He's got a damage on that 1 probe droid already. How much health do the Imperial officers have? They only have 3. Huh. So if I maybe ignore the probe droid, and I mean the probe droids have done their thing. They've called their cavalry. So Imperial officers buff other Imperial characters. So maybe it would not be a bad thing to deal with those first. So I think that's what will make up some backstory for Vinto, that he's got a instinctive hatred for Imperial officers. Vinto is going to attack, let's say, the blue Imperial officer. And he's got a blue and yellow attack dice. There's Vinto's attack dice. Let's go to the big table cam here. So I probably should have switched this as I was talking through all that. But as you can see, he's got this Imperial officer and this Imperial officer both in line of sight. So we're going to go for that guy, and remembering Vinto's special ability, whereas if he gets damage on one, he can place a damage on another that's in line of sight. So we can do some serious damage to these Imperial officers, both of them, if we have 2 attacks and both land. So that's real good. So the Imperial officers' defense dice is a white one, which is not good because that's the one that could potentially dodge. So they're slippery buggers. We'll see how this goes. Okay, we got the range. Oh, not good, Vinto. Vinto, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got 1 damage, 1 surge, and he got a block and an evade. So nothing. Absolute 0. Vinto, focus, my Rodian, focus. You got a cool trench coat. You should be better than this. Okay, it's a little better. 3 damage. You got 3 range, so that's good. 3 damage, 1 block, 1 evade. The invade doesn't do anything. So he does 2 damage. Good. 2 damage to our blue. I'm going to put it on his token here. And that means that we use our special ability to put 1 damage on another in line of sight, and I'm going to pick the other Imperial officer. So, okay. That wasn't a total disaster. You know, 1 completely wasted action. It's fine. And that is Vinto's turn, so we will end his turn in the app. Oh, now the blue probe droid goes. Let's see. Move 2 to attack Diala. Oh, now this is important. Pay attention to the bonus here. Self-destruct 3. At the end of its activation, if this figure is adjacent to a rebel and has suffered 3 or more damage, roll 1 red die. Each adjacent rebel suffers damage equal to the damage results. Then this figure is defeated. So this thing is going to self-destruct if it has 3 or more damage. Thankfully, it's only got 1 right now. So we're actually kind of in luck that it's only got 1 damage on it. So, not great. But here we go. So it's going to move 2 to attack Diala. 1, 2. This is a blue guy, right? Blue. Yes, blue. Okay. So he is 1 space away. So he is going to need range. And what is his attack dice? Yellow, yellow, blue. Diala has a white defense. Here we go. Probe droid attacking the exiled Jedi. And, well, not terrible. So 2 damage, 2 surge. The evade cancels one of those surges, so 2 damage, 1 surge. How is this guy going to spend his surge? On a damage. So 3 damage total. So there's 3, 2, 3. So Diala has 14 damage out of 22 total. That hurts. And what is the probe droid going to do then? Move 2 to engage as many rebels as possible. So what it's going to do now as its second action is try and get next to as many enemies as it can by moving a maximum of 2 spaces. So that means it's going to go right here. It can't really get adjacent to too many of them. So, I mean, that's it. It's just going to do that. And then finally, if adjacent to a rebel, end this activation. So there we go. The activation for the blue probe droid is done. Next, Diala or the rebel troopers can go. Well, gosh. There is that probe droid that just attacked Diala, and she is a Jedi, so she would probably counterattack immediately. So let's do that. Diala is going to attack with her staff, the probe droid, who has a single damage. Yes, it has a single damage. On it, it has a total of 5, so we gotta hit good. And it's got a black defense die. Alrighty, here we go. Oof. Oh, come on. 1 damage, 3 surges, 2 blocks, no damage. Now we can't even use our precise strike because we have to spend that strain to use her special ability that removes a defense die when we declare the attack, not when we roll the dice. So it's too late, and it wouldn't even be worth it then anyway. It's only 1 damage. Oh, well, that's her first action. Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing we can do is just hope for a good roll and get a terrible roll. 2 damage, 1 surge, 3 block, no damage. In order to apply, as far as I'm aware, this could be wrong, as far as I'm aware, in order to spend any surges, you have to do a damage. So I can't spend that surge to do my stun action Or can I? This is an interesting question. I'm going to assume, since it blocked all my damage, that it's not stunned. I'm probably interpreting that wrong. I probably can spend the surge to make it stunned. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right that if it blocked all my damage, that then I also stun it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, that was a complete failure, Diala. How did you survive Order 66? I mean, really. So now the gray Stormtroopers go, our regular Stormtrooper group here. So let's just go and see. Bonus, when the first figure in this group declares an attack, add 1 green die to the attack pool. Alrighty. These are some fancy pants Stormtroopers. So it's going to move 4 to attack Vinto. Finally, someone wants to attack the Rodian. That's not a good thing. Why am I celebrating that? What is their speed? Their speed is 4. So remembering that we have to deal with this harsh terrain for these guys, our first gray Stormtrooper is going to go. So he has to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's trying to get to Vinto. Does he have line of sight? So we can go from this corner to this corner, and from this corner to, yep, he sure does. He's got line of sight. So he's going to attack Vinto. He needs 1, 2, 3 range, and his attack dice are a blue and a green. Vinto has a white defense die. So here we go. Let's see if the Stormtrooper hits. If the Stormtrooper hits and our Jedi is constantly missing, we know that the universe is upside down. Okay. No damage. 2 surges, one of which are canceled. That's a really bizarre roll. I don't think I've ever rolled no damage. But hey, it's a Stormtrooper, right? So we've got 2 surges, one of which are canceled. Let's see what the priority is. So he doesn't need the accuracy because he's got 3 range. Sorry, let me go to the app here so you can see what I'm seeing. But he does have, so this is again the question of, if we didn't do damage, but if we're spending surges to do damage, I think that seems allowable to me. I'm gonna, I hate to do this because it's you know, doing damage to the good guys, but trying to be fair. So Vinto finally takes 1 damage. So it has done that action. Now it's going to move 2 to reposition 4. So it's going to try and get as far away from every enemy as possible. It's going to try and get 4 spaces away from everybody by moving 2. And so the way it's going to do that is it's going to go 1, 2. That's simple. That's the first Stormtrooper. Second Stormtrooper. Again, has to move through the difficult terrain, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not have line of sight. Because it can go from that. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it does. I think it does. Yep. Yep. It's got line of sight. Why am I always playing by the rules? All right. Second Stormtrooper shoots Vinto. And, oh, I don't think it got the range, though, because he got 3 range. No damage, again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, he needs 4 range. That shot misses. So he did his move and attack. And so move 2 to reposition 4. Same situation. He's going to go 1, 2. Go back there. And finally, sorry, should switch cameras. And then finally, our last gray Stormtrooper. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Same position as the other guy, so he does have line of sight, but he needs a lot of range. He needs 4 range. He gets to 4 range. He gets 3 damage and a surge. This was a good shot. And Vinto blocks 1 damage and blocks the surge. So he does 2 damage. 2 more damage on Vinto. And our Stormtrooper is going to move 2 to reposition forward, just like the other guys. He can't actually go into the water because he only can spend 2 movement points, but he requires 2 movement points to get through the water. So he's just going to go 1. That's it. That's all he can do. And that is our Gray Stormtroopers activation done. Now, okay, anybody can go now. So, gosh, this is tricky. We're kind of surrounded. We know that probe droid is going to self-destruct. We also have a lot of damage on those 2 Imperial officers. If we do 1 more damage to the blue officer, he goes down. You know what? This is what's going to happen. So Vinto is going to go, and he is going to do his usual tricks. Oh, you know what? That probe droid is blocking his line of sight now. He can't. Yep, he cannot shoot. He's got to deal with the... Is it blocking his line of sight? Hang on. I don't think it is. Because we can go from this corner to this corner uninterrupted, and this corner to that corner uninterrupted. So no, it is not, thankfully, blocking his line of sight. So back to the original plan then. He's going to attack... Let's see, blue and yellow. He's going to attack the blue Imperial officer. Hopefully do at least 1 damage to him, and if he does, he can add another damage to that Imperial officer. So that Imperial officer will also almost be down, and that's just 1 attack. So this could be handy. Go Vinto. He's got the range. He does 1 damage and a surge. Surge gets canceled, but he does the damage that he needs. This Imperial officer, the blue Imperial officer, goes down. And because of that, 1 more damage gets added to the gray Imperial officer because of Vinto's special abilities. So let us defeat the blue Imperial officer. There's 2 more fame for us. And that was Vinto's first action. So he has another action. He can go again. I guess he's going to shoot because now his line of sight is being blocked. So he is going to just shoot the probe droid in front of him. And the good news is if he does damage, I think that means I can also... Yep, I can put a damage on the other probe droid because it's in line of sight. I like that special ability a whole lot. So same deal. Imperial officer. Oh no, this is the probe droid. Probe droid's got a black defense die. Pardon. Hang on, I've messed up my tokens here. Okay, I just want to make sure they're good. Okay, no, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, so not good. Got the range, 2 damage, 2 blocks, 1 surge. I can use that surge to put a damage on him though, so that's what I am going to do. So our blue probe droid has damage, and because I did damage to him, I can also pick the other probe droid and put a damage on him. So that's Vinto's activation. Now the purple probe droid, that's fun to say, is going to do its thing. It's also got a self-destruct. This is dangerous. We're moving into like 2 self-destructing probe droids next to each other. Move 2 to attack Diala. Hello, Supreme. XX Supreme XX. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Pull up a chair. I'm assuming that you're not already sitting. That's probably a foolish assumption. Okay, move 2 to attack Diala. So it's going to go... It's going to step on its own damage token. 1, 2. And attack Diala. And its attack dice are 2 yellows and a blue, which is brutal. Diala's defense is white. And our poor Jedi is just surrounded. Hey! That is exactly what we wanted to see. Doesn't matter what he did, because Diala totally dodged. So that's excellent. That's the best possible result in that situation. So that's his first action. His second action is going to be to move 2 to engage as many rebels as possible, minimum of 1. Again, he doesn't really need to do that. He will move here to try and get closer to Vinto. But that's it for his activation. He's done his 2 actions. So, purple probe droid, who has 1 damage. Let me make sure. I'm just going to put it on his counter here. And we will put the blue probe droid's damage on its counter. That makes sense. That's a better way of keeping track of that. Okay. Now, Diala can go. Boy. Cleave would be a really nice skill to have here right now. But she's not the Wookiee warrior. The Wookiee warrior character, Garkin, has a cleave skill where he can just pick, much like Vinto's, I can pick another character in line of sight. He could pick another character that's adjacent and add damage. But we can't do that here because she's a Jedi and therefore not great at anything, apparently. All right, well, let's see. What probe droid is closer to going down? The blue probe droid has 2 damage on it. Those self-destruct things don't activate until they've got 3 damage on them. So this is a tough call because like we want to hurt them. Or she's going to ignore the probe droids and just go for the Imperial officer who only needs 1 more damage to go down. I think maybe that's the play here. I think take care of the thing, the yard trash, right? We're gonna kill the yard trash. I mean, the probe droids are technically yard trash too, but the Imperial officer is much closer to going down than the probe droids. And Imperial officers buff other Imperial characters, and we don't want that because there's a lot of them. So let's do that. Let's have Diala. I mean, Diala could go, or we haven't touched our rebel troopers yet. They're sitting there guarding the door. Maybe this would be, you know what? Okay. Strategizing. Diala is going to attack the Imperial officer. Hopefully he goes down. Then someone else is going to activate, probably the jet troopers, I guess. I think. Yeah, the jet troopers are next, if I'm reading the app correctly. Which is real bad. They're nasty. But anyway, I think we'll try and get this Imperial officer down, then let whatever happens happen, and then we will move up our rebel troopers to engage the mob that results. So let's try that. Diala is going to attack with her plasteel staff, which is a green and a yellow. Attack dice. The Imperial officer has white. Yes, white defense dice. Die. Die. Oh, okay. Nice. Finally a good roll. 3 damage, 2 surge. No defense at all. Boom. Just, she caved that guy's skull in. Where's your training now, Imperial officer? So that the gray Imperial officer has been defeated. Let's tell the app that. And that was her first action, so she has another action. Huh. Do we have med packs? We do have med packs. You can see in the app here we've got 2 med packs, so that can heal 5 hit points. We've got 2 of them. Diala's pretty beaten up. Maybe this would be a good time to use one of those med packs and heal her 5 hit points as an action. So I think that is what we're going to do. Confirm. Now we have 1 med pack. We will heal Diala 5 hit points. So she's in much better shape, and that is her activation. Now the Jet Troopers. Let's have a look at what the Jet Troopers are going to do. So, bonus Agile at the start of this figure's activation. If it has suffered damage, we don't need to worry about that. It recovers 2 damage. Oh, jeez. Stop with the healing. Otherwise, this figure gains Pierce 2, which means it ignores blocks, or it negates blocks. Figures do not block this figure's line of sight. Okay. First action, move forward to attack the healthy hero with the lowest endurance. Okay. The healthy hero with the lowest endurance. Well, Vinto has the least amount of damage and the lowest endurance. So they're going to attack, or yeah, they're both going to attack Vinto. So move 4. And since they are mobile, they ignore the terrain rules. So they can just straight up fly straight to him because they have jetpacks, because they're jet troopers. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can get like just adjacent. No problem. You thought there was a problem? There's no problem. We're jet troopers. We have jets. So jet troopers attack. Dice are a blue and a green. Vinto's defense is a white. And here we go. Jet trooper swoops in the mighty rush of jetpack flame and attacks our humble Rhodian. Oh, goodness. This couldn't be worse. 4 damage, no defense. Do I have anything that I can... Nope. I've got nothing that I can help with that. So, 4 damage. So he now has 7 damage total. What is the next action? Move 3 to reposition 4. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3. That's our first jet trooper. Second jet trooper is also going to attempt to do that. So he has 4 move points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He does have line of sight, but he's going to need 1, 2, 3 range. And I assume he has a ranged attack. Yes, he does. So that's a blue and a green attack for the jet trooper and a white defense for our now wounded Rhodian. Not actually wounded. Wounded is a condition. We'll get to that probably soon. Oh, Vinto, what are you doing? What are you doing? So you got 4 range. You got the range. 2 damage. 2 surge. So 2 damage for sure. What are his surge priorities? Accuracy, which he doesn't need, and 1 more damage. So 3 more damage. Oy. So Vinto now has a total of 10 damage out of 21. Vinto's got 1 hit point fewer than our Jedi. That seems odd. But he's a healthy Rhodian. He has a robust diet. Our jet trooper has to take their second activation, which is going to be move 3 to reposition 4. 1, 2, 3. And so he's back hovering above the lake, the stream. And that is it for the Jet Troopers activation. So, all that's left are our Rebel Troopers. And they're like, what is all this noise? So remembering that they have 2 additional movement points, so they can move 6 each. They're just going to run up, right? Like, that's the obvious choice. So this guy is going to go 1, 2. These red lines here means that the characters cannot pass through that terrain. That is blocked, except if you're a Jet Trooper. Jet Trooper still couldn't end their movement phase on that, but they can pass through it. This guy can't pass through it, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and be heroic. They have a yellow. Oh, that's pretty good. A yellow and a blue. Is it blue? The blue and the green of these color palettes are really similar. That's blue, and that's green. I guess in this camera they actually look really different, but trust me, when you're looking at them in real life, they don't look all that different. So Rebel Trooper's got a blue and a yellow attack dice, and so he's going to shoot the probe droid, obviously. The probe droid that's in front of him, which is the purple probe droid. And the purple probe droid has a black defense die. Here we go. Come on, anonymous Rebel Trooper. Be a hero. Be more of a hero. So 2 damage, 1 surge, blocked 2. But the Rebel Trooper can spend that surge on Pierce 1, which means that they can negate one of those blocks, so he does A damage to the purple probe droid. And that was his 2 turns, or his 2 activations, his 2 actions per activation. Every game has different terminology, and I keep forgetting which is the right one. He did 2 things during his phase. The next guy is going to go 6 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think this probe droid's in line of sight. He cannot fire through his friend, obviously. That is blocking line of sight, but he can fire on the blue. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to shoot the blue. Shoot the blue. Sounds like a beer slogan. Shoot the blue. Better, but still not good enough. 3 damage, 3 block, 2 surges, so he can cancel, he can negate one of those blocks. So that means that the blue probe droid now has 3 damage. So that means at the end of next round, it's going to self-destruct. Yeah. What time is it? It's almost 10. Gosh, we're nowhere near being finished this. We are definitely going to be ending this early. We'll pick it up. I'll just leave everything set up, and we'll pick it up on the next stream, which will probably be, I guess, Monday is likely. But anyway, let's keep going for now, and at least resolve this bit. Let's at least get to the probe droid blowing up bit. That seems to be helpful. Oh, and our 3rd Rebel Trooper has to go. Now, he's facing a bit of a problem because he's got 6 move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he cannot end his movement in an occupied space, obviously. So he can't. He can, like, getting up here is the closest he can get. So he's just lining up for the meat grinder that's ahead of them. All right, sure. That's it. Our rebel troopers have gone. Now, he has a second action. Can he do anything? No. Nope. Rebel troopers are done their activation. Oh no. What is this? What is this going? No. More Imperial forces come bursting out of the jungle. How many gray stormtroopers are on the map? 3. How many regular jet troopers are on the map? 2. So now it's going to randomly choose an Imperial officer. Gray Imperial officer. Another... Actually, let's make him blue. Blue Imperial officer. Yes. Officer of blue group. Let me get the right token. Hopefully I have the right token. I may not have the right token. It's entirely possible, and highly likely, that I do not have the right token. Nope. Well, let's just try and remember. Oh wait, here it is. It's right in front of me. Blue troop or blue Imperial officer, and it's deploying in the corner here. I love the fact that they're always coming in here in the corner. So he's blue. Oh, of course. And then down in the other corner, another stormtrooper group, and these guys we got to assign a color to tell them apart from the already existing stormtrooper group. So we'll assign them red-ish. Is there a red? No, we have our choices are really, these colors should be way more specific. Our colors are definitely blue, kind of purple, and whatever the hell that is. That's black. Okay. There are black stickers. I'm going to say that's black. So let's put black stickers on our stormtroopers. I hate these stickers. These stickers are a bad thing. I'm given to understand that Gloomhaven, the God board game that is currently all the hotness on Board Game Geek, also uses stickers. And yes, I know you can get removable stickers, but stickers are always bad. Don't do stickers. So we want our new stormtroopers are going to deploy down here. So let's just look right here. Let's just look at what we got going on. That's a few things. That's the number of Imperial forces besieging our heroes. Okay, back to the app. So we will sign it black. Only 4 transports have yet to depart. Lieutenant Talkins into the column. Keep standing strong. So we have 4 more rounds to go through before this mission ends. Whew. Round 3. So that was 2 rounds. That took roughly 2 hours. Not quite 2 hours. Yeah, we'll be ending early. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do to avoid having at least one of those probe droids blow up. How about that? Again, I think our sharpshooting Rodian has the best chance of laying on the most damage distributed between them, because 1, 2, 3. So the purple probe droid has 2. The blue probe droid has 3. They both have 5 total. So we got a good chance of getting rid of at least one of them this round. So let's try to do that. It's going to be Vinto. Vinto has an activation. Yes, Vinto can go. So Vinto is going to take his attack dice. Oh, let's switch to the table. And the probe droid has a black defense die. And we will shoot the probe droid. It's my favorite Peter Gabriel song. I'm tired. That was a terrible joke. Oh. How does a probe droid block? Well, whatever it is, it blocked. No damage for that attack. We will try attacking the blue or the purple. Purple, the blue. I can't remember what we said. The blue. The blue is the only one that's in line of sight. Yes, the blue is the only one in line of sight, so that's the one we're attacking. Okay, better. 3 damage, no block. 1 evade, but we didn't roll any surges, so that doesn't really matter. So we've got 3 damage on the purple... No, the blue. So that's it. The blue probe droid has been defeated. Thank goodness. Good news for a change. And since we did damage to the blue probe droid, and he has his own thing here, so we will just say, yes, the blue probe droid has been defeated. And since he did that, he can also pick another in line of sight. Crap. Oh, no, it's okay. He's all right. Because that probe droid got destroyed, the other one is now within line of sight, because we can draw a straight line from, uninterrupted line from here to 2 corners, so we're good. So he's going to add another damage onto the purple probe droid. The purple probe droid now has 3 damage out of 5, so that was okay. That was Vinto's activation. Now the gray stormtroopers go. When the first figure of the group declares an attack, add 1 green die to the attack pool. Okay. Activation, move 3 to attack Diala Pasel. So all 3 of these guys are going to move 3. So let's pick this guy first. 1, 2, 3. He's adjacent. Can't get any closer. He will attack Diala. And our stormtroopers have a green and a blue attack dice. Diala has a white defense die. And no damage. I keep rolling no damage for the stormtroopers. That's a little weird. 2 surges, though. 1 of which he can spend on a damage. So that does 1 damage to Diala. Where are we at with Diala now? Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's replace that with a 5. Just to keep things tidy. So that was the first trooper's action. And then he's going to move 2 to reposition 4. So he's just going to go bump, bump, go back. Second trooper is going to move 3 to attack Diala. 1, 2, 3. Same deal. Oh, nasty. 4 damage, 1 block, so 3 more damage on Diala. Whew. 13. Forgive me, I shouldn't have whistled into the mic. It probably sounded terrible. And so he's going to then move 2 to reposition 4. 1, 2. Finally, the last trooper is going to move 3. Okay, yes, he can. He can go 1, 2, 3. She is in line of sight. He does need 1 range, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. Oh. 3 damage, 1 surge, no defense. And so he's going to spend his surge on damage. So that's 4. This could be very bad. Diala has 17 damage total out of 22. And then he's going to move 2, 1, 2, And that is the Gray Stormtroopers activation. We do have another med pack, but this is really early to be using a med pack. We've already used one. I told you these games were hard. Oh, I guess Diallo's going to try and get that probe droid down, because if that thing explodes next to her, it's entirely possible that will do her enough damage to get wounded. So the first time a character is defeated, they become wounded, and you flip their card over, and they have lesser stats, but they're still in the game. They're still active. It's when they get defeated the second time that they are out, and then you lose the game. So you're still not totally out of it, but this is a real mess. Okay, so she's going to try and get that probe droid down. It's got 3 damage. She needs to do 2 to get it down. Let's try. So her attack dice are a yellow and a green. Its defense die is a black. Okay, so we've got 3 damage, 2 blocks. So he blocks 2 of those, so she does 1 damage for sure, and she's got a surge, which she can spend on a stun or damage. She will spend it on the damage. Just to verify that that is the case. Let me show you here. See, she's got stun or you can choose which to spend this on. Unlike the enemies, which the app tells you what the priority is. So in this case, we can actually choose. I want to spend my surge on doing another damage, which we will do. So that's 2 damage, which is enough to kill it. Okay, good. That was a lucky escape, because that would have been really bad if that probe droid had blown up next to us. So that was her first action. Let us defeat the probe droid in the app. That was the purple probe droid. Another 3 fame for us. Good. Okay, we're not out of it yet. We're not totally gone. I don't know how many more rounds we have to go. I guess it said 4 transports have to get away. Does that mean 4 more rounds? I hope it doesn't mean 4 more rounds. Yikes. Okay, that was her first action. Her second action. Whew. I think I almost say let's fall back. As a matter of fact, that seems like a logical, not just, because that we're trying to escape, but, the transports are away. What's going to happen? And they would know this as characters anyway, so this isn't like I have played this mission before, so I do know what happens. But eventually, what's going to happen is this door is going to open. And that door will open, and it will reveal this room, which has some equipment in it that we can possibly use. We may not. But then eventually the door in that room opens, and then that's when we get to escape. So we're going to want to be, even logically, if this were happening, you'd want to fall back to the base, right? You'd want to get as close to safety as possible, as close to escape as possible. So she's just going to move. So what is her move? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is as far as she can get. But that's it. That's where she's going to go. So she's going to enter activation. Now what? The Black Stormtroopers. Hasbro Black Series Stormtroopers. Let's look at the app here. Move 3 to attack Vinto. Vinto is going to be their target for this. So let's take the first guy. 1, 2, 3. Is Vinto in line of sight there? I think so. I think he is. From that corner to that corner, yes. From that corner to that corner, yes. Yes, he is in line of sight. And he will attack Vinto. So, Stormtroopers get a blue and a green. Attack dice. Vinto gets a white defense die. Ah, come on. Jeez. 4 damage, no block. Oh. Four. Okay. That's 14 out of 21 damage on Vinto already. And the trooper's second action is going to be move 2 to reposition 4. So 1, 2. Second trooper, move 3. 1, 2, 3. He cannot shoot Vinto from there. He can't get line of sight, which is good. So that means he still gets 2 actions, and you just go down the list until you run out of things that they can possibly do. So his second action is going to be to move 2 to reposition 4. Well, actually, no, that's not. I'm sorry, I'm doing that wrong. The AI, the way the AI works is, where does this guy start from? Start from here. He can't do the first action. He can't do move 3 to attack Vinto because he can't get in line of sight. So then he's going to do the other 2. So the first thing is move 2 to reposition 4. So that means he's going to try and get within 4 spaces of an enemy, any enemy. So that's 2. 1, 2. Then he's going to move 6 to reposition 4. Look at the app here. Move 6 to reposition 4. So he just gets a bunch of movement points that is trying to put him within 4 spaces and line of sight of any enemy character. So how many does he get now? 6. 1, 2, 3. I mean well, there. That is the closest. So he's within 3 of Vinto, and that's it. They're just, the AI is trying to position, the troopers to get in line of sight for the next attack. So that is the second trooper. The third trooper is this guy, or is it this guy? Oh gosh, I forgot. I think it's this guy because this guy's closer. That's when he backed up. So yes. So he cannot move 3 to attack Vinto. 1, 2, 3. Nope, he cannot get in line of sight. Maybe. Hang on. I could be wrong about that. That is uninterrupted. No, it's not. It goes through this. So no, that is not in line of sight. It does go through a black line, so never mind. So he cannot do that. So he's going to move 2 and 6 to reposition 4. So he's going to move up to 8 spaces to try and get 4 spaces away from whoever. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. That's all. It makes sense after you've played the game a few times. I'm sure it's a bit confusing right now, but trust me, that's the way it works. So gosh, that's it for the Stormtrooper activation. I'm wondering, we've been going for 2 hours now. Maybe this is a good place to cap it off. I think we're going to end it here. I'm tired. It's been a long day. So we're going to stop here, and we will pick this up at exactly this point on the next stream, which I suspect, I was thinking about doing one tomorrow afternoon, but tomorrow might be a busier day than I thought. So Monday afternoon is probably when we're going to be picking this up. Stay tuned to my Twitter feed. I always announce everything there. And my Twitter is in the links to my profile, no matter what platform you're watching on. So do join me there. Thank you for the follows, everybody. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. This is a big deal for me to be able to do this. It ain't easy, but we're giving it a shot. And thanks for watching. And hopefully I will catch you on the next stream when we find out how badly our heroes are going to get murmalized. So thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll catch you next time.